Happy Labor Day to you guys out there. Hopefully you guys had decent sales this weekend. I can tell you we had pretty good sales. I was looking at it this morning and I'm like, it's just an average weekend. It's actually a little bit under average. And then all of a sudden the sales started to come in. So don't know where you guys are at in that equation, how your sales are, but if you want to let us know, put your comments down below or in the chat if you're with us. Today is $542, so pretty good. Yesterday, $364, $495 Saturday, and $269 on Friday. So I wasn't really all that optimistic based on Friday's numbers, but things seem to kind of evened out a little bit, and I'm still up 11.9% over the last 31 days. So that's kind of closer to the bigger picture. So all is well. Happy with the numbers considering, and we're the 1st of September right now, and we're gearing up for. Well, yeah, I know. Second. This is second.
Yeah, today's our son's birthday.
Yeah. So
happy birthday, Tyler. We love you.
So I apologize for being a few minutes late. We were talking about our boobs before the live started.
Not mine.
She was commenting on my perkiness.
Already off the rails.
Yeah. So that's kind of, it's like, okay, should I change my shirt? What's going on here? It doesn't matter at this point. So I guess that's kind of what happens when you get older, right? When you get over 50, it's like things start like going outwards. I don't know. I'm finding this out the hard way.
Outwards.
Yeah. So what do you guys think about Q4? Q4 to me has historically been the quarter that we all kind of look forward to. All the money's going to come rolling in. People are going to be spending money, but everything I hear, guys, there's going to be that 5 to 10% that say, "Oh, things are fine. It's going to be a great Q4." I want to temper my expectations, but plan for the best, right? Plan for the best Q4. And then, if we don't get the sales that we would love to see, well, we kind of know why. But I don't want slow sales being a product of me just throwing in the towel and like, you know what? It's not going to be good anyway. I'm not going to make an effort. A lot of people, they don't sell during the summer. They put their stores on vacation because they figure that they're not going to sell during the summer. So they just take time off. And I don't want that. I never want that mentality. And going into Q4, where we didn't have a good Q4 last year, I'm going to do everything within my power this year to improve Q4. So one of the ways to do it is, how did you do last year? How did you do last year in Q4? Did you struggle? Did your sales kind of fall off like ours did? Our sales kind of fell off. Not saying it was a disaster, but it wasn't at the level we were having during the summer. So what am I going to do about it? Well, why did it even happen? You got to know why before you can make the correction. So for me, the why was the lack of sourcing. And that was maybe due to not getting as much merchandise from my main channel of selecting merchandise. And now that I've gone back to an older supplier, now I have 2 different places to get the majority of my merchandise, which has really helped me fill up my garage. And that's kind of where I want to be. I don't want to be in a position where come November, I'm scrambling to find merchandise to list. You're losing the game at that point. You need to have back stock going into Q4. Now, at the end of the year, if you're running out of merchandise, fine. That's kind of ideal. But not during the beginning and the middle part of Q4. My thought is that there's going to be a lot of people leaving like your Walmart.coms, your even Amazon.coms, and looking towards eBay for cheaper used open box merchandise. And that's what I'm hoping on. I'm counting on. And I don't know what you guys think, but I'd like to know down below or in the chat what you guys are thinking about. But really start looking at things. How's your processes? You should have them in place, but you certainly, if you don't really have a process, you just get up in the morning and, see where the wind's blowing and then decide on what you're going to do. You might want to take time to get those developed ASAP, because you really want to be rolling, everything in place on Q4. And as we get closer to November, the sales will start rolling in, hopefully, right? So want to know your take on Q4. Do you think it's going to be a decent Q4? Are we going to struggle? And or also I want to know what's the one thing that you're going to do better this year that you could have maybe done better on last year. So you're going to learn from that experience. For me, it's sourcing, and it's so far so good. I have another one that I'm waiting on, seeing if I'm going to win. I'm picking up another pallet tomorrow, pretty decent pallet as compared to the stuff I picked up last week, which is kind of just mediocre. But I'm not in the game of just buying for the sake of buying. So I'm still buying, being careful, but at the same time, I'm looking to really increase the stuff that we have because that's key, guys. I don't care how good or bad the economy is or how good the economy is. If you don't have good stuff to sell, it's going to be a lot more difficult. Not to say that you can't sell questionable stuff, but it's going to be more difficult to make a good profit, especially during Q4. So what do you think about it all? I'm sure people want to know. What do you think? Do you think Q4 is going to be a shit show, or do you think we're going to be dealing with just an average year?
I have no idea. Every time I try to predict something, it changes and makes me a liar. So it'll be whatever it is.
Well, then say it's going to be horrible then.
No, I want it to be great.
No, but you want to be a liar.
Oh, well, okay.
Okay. We got Keith Pitko is with us. Thanks for being here. Hi, FAE family. Thanks for being here, Keith.
Are you
Mike
home yet from your trip?
It says, hi, John and Jenna. Happy Labor Day. All my sales continue to be steady. Halloween items started to move, and even a few early Christmas items. This year I was smart and got ready for the holidays.
Nice.
Right.
Happy Labor Day.
Yeah, never too early to get ready for Q4. Even if that's in the spring, get ready for it. A lot of people take the summer off, but to me, it's like an opportunity to maybe even prepare and get stuff in order and get ready for, whatever processes you need to put into place really should be in place by now. Yeah. Mike says, how are you, Keith? Pitko says he's tired. Just got back home from his trip. Okay, there you go. Andy Reno says, what's up? What's going on, chat? Thanks for being here from Indiana, I believe, if my memory serves me correctly. SCG Collectibles. I have a good memory, but it's short. SCG Collectibles says, I guess I'm the odd one out. I'm the only non-mod here.
Not anymore.
Duncan says, oh no, that John pop-up intro, not enough. Jenna pops up. Flipping Goods with us. Thanks for being here. Shopping with Cheryl.
Hello,
good afternoon.
Hello.
I saw you in Primo's chat saying something about Vegas. Are you in Vegas? I don't know. Let me know if you are. Susan Phelps says, hey, everyone. Hope everyone has sold stuff this weekend.
Yeah.
Last weekend was sort of the weekend everyone was saying things were slowing down. And this weekend seemed to start off slow, but,
well, I
save
mean,
the day.
It is the last hoorah of the summer for most people. Some people, it just doesn't matter. And so people are getting their last beach trip in and doing whatever they do.
Yeah, I missed out on a trip to New Mexico with the guys. They went out to New Mexico, did the golf thing, did the horse race thing. And yeah, I missed out. They won a pick 5 ticket at the track for $11,000. They went in. They all put in $48.
They always win whenever you're not included.
They all put in $48 and ended up splitting $11,000. Isn't that wonderful?
It's terrible.
Callie Deb says, hello, John and Jen in chat. How is everyone doing? This week is starting with more sales on Mercari and Posh than on eBay and Etsy for me. I don't see a whole lot of activity.
We had 2 sales on Posh over the weekend.
Not really Mercari, though.
Nothing on Mercari.
Susan says, I had more on Posh and eBay and Facebook. Still, a sale is a sale. Mm-hmm. Excellent. Right. As you see, my stack is like dwindling. I'm down to like 5 or 6 here.
You can actually see the flag now.
Yeah.
Nice.
Biff says, I've had my best 3-day stretch in a while. No explanation. It turned my 30-day green. Hopefully August will hold as my worst month of the year.
Yes. Let's hope it stays that way, Biff.
Lilac says, hey all, thanks for being here, Meg.
Hello, Meg.
Ron Harbors Hope, my sales have been steady. That's good to hear.
That's good.
Jerry says, hi, John and Jenna and FAE.
Hello, Jerry.
Thanks for being here, Jerry. And we have Simplify in the house. Last month was great. Focused on beating last month.
Yes.
You know, if your focus is improving. So, you know, someone used to say, well, find one thing every day and improve it. I think that's a little excessive. I mean, if you're that nitpicky on your business, I mean, there's so many things you could probably improve, but let's just work on one thing, start doing that, integrate that into your process, start doing that well, so it's second nature, and then find something else.
And I think it's a great way to look at it as far as month to month, rather than, you know, day by day. I think working in a month span is a lot more achievable.
Callie says, I haven't purchased any Halloween items, but leftover Halloween items from last year have been selling out.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I'm not looking, just for what I do, I'm not looking for seasonal stuff. If I happen to come across seasonal stuff, I'm going to determine if it's worth my while. So like, for instance, I deal with a lot of liquidation. So if I see that a pallet has like a bunch of costumes, like in November, is that something I want to do? No. I mean, considering the fact that I have limited space, probably not. So I guess to each his or her own. But for me, seasonality like that it really has to be. If now July, I see a whole palette of costumes, I'm thinking, okay, maybe I can, that it's more valuable to me because the demand is starting to increase for those items. But I don't want to be sitting on something from November all the way to like August, September, and finally selling. I don't want to do that. SCG Collectibles only had 3 sales, and that was on Beard Show last Friday. John Show better treat me right.
You better hit the like
button. I'm telling you. Hawkeye says, greetings from Iowa. Thanks.
Iowa.
Wow, that's awesome. Thanks for being here. The whole Hawkeye thing gave it away, though, a little bit for me. But thanks for being here.
Carol, never know.
Carol C says, 32 sales on eBay for me. Small items, but it's all money.
Yay! 32 items.
And that's kind of what I'm looking at on the other store. You know, I was listing a bunch of parts, and it was a real fast deal. I think I listed 5 within like a half an hour, you know, and that wasn't that bad for what I was listing. And I'm thinking this is like a $10, $15 item, you know, and you know, it's not where I want to be, but I know that stuff's going to sell. And collectively, that 30 minutes I listed, you know, was at about $100 worth of stuff. So that to me, you know, it's about the same turnaround time on my main store. It's about 20 minutes to list an item from the beginning to the end, from the time I crack it open, analyze it, make sure the dang thing works, photos, all the stuff, get it listed, put it away, pack it up right, put it away. It does take a few minutes. So, you know, I'm probably at least listing wise, I'm probably listing about $100 to $200 an hour if I had to guess in merchandise. Callie Deb says, happy birthday to Tyler. Diamond Roy says, watch the last live on replay. Honestly, had the last 15 minutes playing background while I took a nap. So I'm glad we're able to help you.
I'm glad we sang you to sleep.
Yeah. You know, forget melatonin or Zeke will for free. You can watch the last 15 minutes of any of our programs and probably fall asleep. Like the video at the very end and got a sale. Does that count?
Yes.
SCG got my man boobs. Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty sad when your wife starts like commenting on things like that. It's like, really? Susan's
just looking a little perky, and so yeah. I had to mention it.
I was getting excited for the show. Susan says, I sold 6 items on 4 platforms since Friday and made $240.
Nice.
There you go. Works for me. There you go.
Nice.
Henri Squaw says, howdy everybody.
Howdy.
Thanks for being here, Henri Squaw. Samantha says, good evening, John and Jenna. Happy birthday to your son and many more.
Thank you, Samantha.
Yeah. Shopping with Cheryl says, as long as they're perky, be happy. Yeah, I guess I'd have a problem if I'm like,
if they were like down
if my knees are bumping on them, I'm like, that's a problem.
Giving you black eyes.
Yeah. It's like, why do I got a bruise on my knee? You keep kicking your boobs. Samantha says, good evening, FAE viewers. Thanks for being here. Ping G says, happy Monday, John and Jenna and the chat.
Happy Monday, Ping.
We got the Texas Bandits here. Thanks for being here.
Hey.
Got Susan Phelps says, I am amping up for Q4 already, posting stuff. Yeah, get it up, guys. Get it up. Susan says, if you don't post, you don't know. Post. Yeah, get that stuff up. And it's just right now is the time to get ready as if it's happening. Don't put it off, because there's times that I put stuff off and it's like, wow, I should have had this stuff listed, like these water shoes, right? Those things are going to be the plan was to get those stupid things listed like by May, and here comes June, July, August. I'm more focused on the main store than the stuff I'm putting in the secondary store. So, still deciding how I want to handle those things, but don't do that, because then there's a problem. What does this guy want? Oh, well, I'll have to worry about him in a minute. Buyers sending me messages. Ruben Almanza says, I had a buyer open a chargeback because he did not want to return the item.
Wow. So
that's a problem. Now, what did they say in the chargeback? Did they say item not as described? I had one year where it was a pair of iPods, and those things work fine. But this is a new buyer, zero feedback buyer. They got it, showed delivered, opened a chargeback under item not as described. My argument was, we have a free return. If you say there's a problem with it, it doesn't cost you anything for a label. You can get a free label to get it returned back for a full refund. eBay gives them a process to follow, yet, and this is back when PayPal was managing things on the payment side. So for me, eBay deferred it to PayPal, and PayPal took like 9 months to get back to me with a, sorry, dude, you're screwed. Your 120 is gone. So I'm wondering what they told you, or what they said in the chargeback. If it's an item not as described, then you may not have the best of luck. Now, are you covered under seller protection? I think it really depends on what reason they give in the chargeback. But I would say it's worth the $20 to fight it. If it's a $10 item, then don't. But depending on what the value of the item is, it's worth taking that chance. Now, from what I was told, you fight it and you lose, you're going to get charged $20, but you can call eBay or contact eBay, and as a one-time courtesy, they'll waive that $20. Coppercat, hello FA family. I really need a fabulous September. Yesterday, I developed a roof leak behind my chimney. Today, my oven's control board died.
Oh, gosh.
When it rains, it pours.
Yes, it does.
And
it comes in threes.
I was going to say it, but I didn't want to put them on there.
Sadly, it comes in threes. It's been our experience my entire life.
I didn't want to tell them that.
I know. I didn't want to either. But just keep your guard up and be prepared. And we're going to send you sales. Here's all the sales.
So this person bought it's a satellite antenna. It's like a round ball looking thing. And they ordered it, and then they said, hey, can I cancel? They ordered it this morning, and then they send me a message and ask if I can cancel. Well, they can cancel, now past the hour. The first hour, it used to be that you had to cancel. I just left them a message reply and say, please open a cancellation request through eBay. So Daddy Game says, hello to all. Always had my promoted rate at 6.5, reduced it to 2.3 or 2 or 3. What I'm finding is that my impressions are way down, but page views and sales are more or less the same. Mm-hmm. So impressions are the key to getting views, right? The more impressions, the more times eBay throws your items on the same page as the viewer, the better chance you get for a view. Now, I'm wondering sometimes, what does eBay do with some of these? Where are these impressions coming from? Where are they located? So if you're getting lower impressions but getting the same views, are the important impressions being shown? Meaning like search impressions versus, someone is looking at a watch and you have a grandfather clock for sale. Well, it may come up in those search impressions, or there may be a listing for a watch. It might show up down in the middle, of the listing, and it's not something that someone was looking for anyway. It was like a wasted impression, is I guess what I'm trying to say. So for me, I have no problem promoting at a higher percentage because I want those impressions, and I'm a firm believer that those impressions are what's helping me get the sales that we do. I think if I was to knock my impressions down to like 3%, I probably would see about 75 to 80% of the sale volume. My 11.9% increase month over month would probably go away. So I'm not trying to.
Yeah, especially right now when we know that last year at this time, our sales fell off the map.
Biff says Q4 is always nice for collectibles and it lasts through Q1. So sales generally, and I say this because the last 2 years wasn't so hot for us, but generally January, there's like a little break, like right after Christmas to like the first few days of the year, and then things get better. But for us, the last 2 years, things weren't really good until like the middle part or end part of January.
Yeah, it was so weird. We've never experienced anything like it.
Yeah. Duncan says, how is Jeannie today? I hit the like and got 10 sales.
I am doing great. Thank you. And you're welcome for the 10 sales.
Susan says, this will be my first Q4. Well, get ready.
Get ready.
You get a lot. You're going to see a lot of channels that are going to be like, oh, Q4 is here, right? And it could be that Q4 ends up being just the dud. My thought is we're up against the retailers, the big retailers for a lot of right now. They sell collectibles. They don't sell anything that sells this, any site that sells the same type of items that you do. We're up against those sites, for our sales. And from what I've been told, the retail sector, your Walmarts, Best Buys, Amazons are really going to hit the discounts hard for Black Friday this year. So that it might make it a little bit more difficult for us to, in the past, we've been able to utilize people being online for Black Friday and Cyber Monday and all those dates to get sales. And it might actually hurt us if the discounts are that steep. Yeah. If you're finding a brand new item cheaper than an open boxed item on eBay, or a used item for that matter, then your items are just going to sit there. Duncan, John is all gray today. Yeah, Raiders. I had my Raiders shirt, but it was more of a big boy medium, and I didn't want to bring out emphasize the brothers that can't call them sisters or the girls. Brothers? Can't call them the girls. Got to call them the brothers. Wow. Or hermanos. Susan Phelps says, give a thumbs up and get a sale. Works for me.
That's right.
Diamond Roy says, Jenna, you always look so pretty.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I picked you, okay? So it's a compliment.
What?
Silver Hair says, stocked up on pull floats and swimsuits, ready for Q4. Duncan says, gray shirt, gray beard, gray hat, gray. I like gray. And gray is a color.
Gray hair.
Gray usually makes things pop, right? So I'm okay with gray. Samantha Hunter, John, you guys did great on the podcast. I have so many replies to your questions. I had to rewatch third time to write my thoughts out, but good show.
3
well,
times.
Thank you. I need
that
to go.
Was rough, especially with Josh going.
Yeah, Lost in Space.
Lost in Space.
Did we show that? I don't think we.
Yes,
I don't think. No, not to these guys. They didn't see it. Sorry, Josh. I don't think you're watching anyway. You don't watch my show. Where did it go? This is worth the wait. Let me find it here, because I know. Oops, right here. Maybe they are watching. I don't know, but we're gonna show you the Lost in Space episode here real quick. Here we go. That's Josh on the live.
No, it's not on the live.
Not on the podcast. On the podcast. Yes, Cheryl's in Vegas. Yes. Diamond Roy says, I know I should have done it already, but when I get home later, I'm going to take pics of as many of my Halloween items as I can.
Yes, yeah. Get those babies up.
You noticed that in August, the stores had their stuff up for Halloween?
Yeah. Well, they keep getting sooner and sooner. It's actually ridiculous.
Well, my thought is you got to beat them to the punch, because someone that's thinking, I want to be this thing for Halloween, and they see it at the store. Well, they buy it. It's too late. When they get home, it's done. SCG Collectibles. Thanks so much, Jenna. Much love to you both, and happy birthday to Son.
Oh, thank you. We love you.
We have Alicia says we had a slow last 3 days of August, and then September started off with a bang.
Nice. Love that.
Biff Boffo says I'm going back to lower ASP items. I know it's contrary, but I'd rather have the volume. My grails will hit their time when the economy picks up.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with trying something new.
Well, he said he's going back, so it's not new. It's just something he veered away from.
Well, we all have our thoughts on what works best. I couldn't, based on what you sell, I couldn't come in and say, oh, you'd be better off doing that, because I don't have experience selling those kind of things.
Yeah.
BB Aussie Sales says, good morning from Melbourne, Australia.
Aww.
The economy here is tanking, so we're not expecting a huge Q4.
Yeah, well, ours isn't doing much better.
We went to a concert, went to the Keith Sweat concert on Saturday. Hey, don't laugh. They had the 90s R&B stuff. That's my jam. You guys might be surprised by that, but I think we've talked about it before.
I think they know.
And I got to tell you, I wasn't expecting like half the place to be empty.
It definitely wasn't a Morgan Wallen concert.
Well,
they will sacrifice anything.
Well,
their car payments, their house mortgages, for anything.
I was a little surprised by that. I was like, wow. I'm like, there's like half the place wasn't filled up, and I thought it would be more than that. I mean, we're talking 90s R&B, but still, come on. Shopping with Cheryl says, all I see is that Snickers. Now I want one. Oh, okay.
Yes, that's one of Jovial's favorite snacks.
Kelly Debs, I'm taking new photos of all my holiday items. It helps get things sold. Mm-hmm. There you go. Samantha says, I'm going to listen today. I'm doing my Halloween bags to sell, eBay uploads, retaking pics and changing titles, and ending sell similar. Seems to be working some. My goal is $500 to $600 in Q4. Okay.
Nice.
So yeah, changing titles and yes, taking pictures. There's times that I've come across looking at when I'm doing my end item sell similar. That's when I go and like evaluate. I do my own evaluation on the item. I go like from title to photos, item specifics. Heck, am I even in the right category for this item? So I'm looking to change something because obviously the way it is and that listing didn't sell. So I'm trying to find something, and it almost always boils down, if I can't find anything within the listing, it's going to come down to price. So I'm going to bring the price down a little bit. And well, when I'm in there though, I'm looking at my photos like, wow, where the hell did this photo come from? Like I was trying out for the Olympics, like doing the 100-yard dash past the item, and I just happened to take a photo. Sometimes it's pretty bad. So I'm like, okay, time to get the item out and rephoto it if you have to. Alicia says we have focus on volume going into fourth quarter as well.
Yeah, I would imagine a lot of people are, if they have volume of items that we don't have that option. Well, we probably do. We
can.
We just don't. We don't have the room. We don't have
I'm just one guy focused on the main business, and I've been very conscious of trying to get the second store at least daily activity, 3 to 5 items a day, and that's helping. I mean, we're getting pretty decent sales, right, on the other store. I think we have like 6.
We have 6
for the weekend. That's
for that account. I'm not unhappy with it, but it's all parts.
Well,
we did sell the Raiders sweatshirt.
Yeah, I saw that. But even if we're adding 10 to 15% in sales volume over and above the main account, so you have 9. You have 9 items today.
Oh, shit.
So yesterday,
why am I not getting?
So here's what we're not counting. We had on Friday $69 in sales, Saturday $50 in sales, yesterday $148 in sales, and today $113. We have 9 items that have to go out. And
the last time I checked, it was this morning.
We've got a wide variety of things, not just things that I've listed recently either. This is why I'm a firm believer that if you're listing new stuff, it helps in some way, shape, or form the stuff that's been sitting in your store. A lot of this stuff's been sitting for a while. I mean, I sold a pair of waders, which I can't believe.
You didn't sell it. I did.
Well, it was sold. What do you mean you didn't sell it? I gave the offer $27.99. I remember. Yes, ma'am. I gave the offer.
Why would you be in my account?
Because if I'm in here listing and I see offers to watchers that are available, I'm going to send offers to watchers. So it's a timely thing because you know what? If they get enough
Stay
offers,
out of my account.
if they get enough offers from other sellers, you're not going to be able to send them an offer. So Annie Reno says, hit that like. I just got my sale. Kevin says, good evening from Lakeland, Florida. And thank you for
checking in. Yeah. We want to make sure that you're alive and well and Florida is not underwater or being taken over by any hurricanes.
So what do you guys do? Are any of you guys barbecuing or have barbecued? Like on the East Coast, you probably already have eaten, but
it is 6:30 there.
Yeah, I know. But we're doing the burger thing today. I did ribs and chicken yesterday, and we're gonna do little burgers on the grill when we're done here. So something simple because I got a lot of work to do out in that garage. I need to get out there and get ready for.
He is going on another trip.
Just to California
next weekend.
Yeah, just play golf.
So he has work to get done.
Susan says, I'm about to post a bunch of vintage scarves for this fall.
Ooh.
Samantha says, trying to make you proud. Your information is supposed to help us. Now Wednesday, someone has pity on me to take me sourcing. Thank you.
Oh.
Well, make the most of it.
That'll be fun. It's always fun to get out and see what's out there.
Yeah, Duncan says Q4 has no effect on my stuff. That's kind of what I'm thinking for us. I mean, nobody's buying a toilet seat for Christmas. We talked about this last year, and no one bought a toilet seat for Christmas.
You don't know that.
Nobody,
you don't know what they bought it for.
I don't think they did. And if they are, that's pretty sad. It's like, yeah, Grandma's got some incontinence issues.
You know what? Maybe even though she want to come over.
Even though she likes,
they invited her over for Christmas dinner, but they don't want her to shit all over the floor. So
then she opens it up, and that's rude. I mean, to give Grandma a shitter is,
you know what? Some people just can't. They can't admit that they need those types of things, and so it's up to the family to step in and provide.
We got Spam here. At least she tunes in on a regular. I don't see Primo hardly at all.
He's probably
he's probably lurking.
He's lurking. He's working hard.
Susan says, I sell in a lot of categories for me, not a niche.
Yeah, we sell all over the place.
DM Ephemera says, Jenna, is it time to buy John a bro from Seinfeld?
That's a bra.
Yeah, that's good. Samantha Hunter says, last thing, John, and then I'm listening. John, did you hear that DJ Fatman Scoop passed at 53? Who's that?
Huh?
DJ
Fatman.
Is that
Fatman? Scoop?
I don't know him.
Oh, how sad.
Rapper Fatman Scoop dead.
Where do you see that?
It's right here.
Oh.
Yeah. He collapsed at a concert?
At a concert?
Ah, that's horrible.
Oh, that's terrible.
No, that's no good. Vicky says, hi, everyone. Thanks for being here, Vicky.
Hi, Vicky.
Silver Hair, Larry Todd, Simply Supply Hut, 12% discount code Labor Day. Get your boxes and tape. That's a good idea.
I didn't even know Supply Hut was still around.
No. When was the last time you used Supply Hut?
I don't.
That's what I'm saying. Montezuma says, happy Labor Day. I recommend wearing black and loose fitting shirts for man boobs. I do, and this camera turns me into a ghost.
Yes.
So
yeah, he does have color.
I'm just gonna have to be stacked for this show. That's all. Tommy says, chargebacks are automated now. eBay just tells me I'm covered and I don't do anything. Never paid attention to reason, but always same process. When they say you're covered, that you don't have to do a thing, but there's times where, like an item not as described, you're going to have to. eBay wants your side of the story, so they can at least submit that to the credit card company on your behalf.
Oh, he's a DJ, not a rapper.
Ruben says he say the item arrived damaged. I don't understand why he didn't open a return.
Oh, it says on the New York Post, it says rapper Fatman Scoop dead at 53 after collapsing at concert in Connecticut.
I read that right.
I know, but I'm replying.
Oh, okay. Susan says I'm at 2.1 on promotions. I've had more sales on that than I did at 6%. Really? Well, do what works. The last thing you want to do is what good does it do to jack up your rates to 20% to get the same sales if all you're going to do is just be paying more fees? So find what's optimal. The lower the fee that you can actually put in place and get the same sales, overall, you're going to be spending less in fees at the end of the year. What were you going to say?
I don't know.
125,000 impressions for Duncan. You know what? It's tough to say, depending on the size of your store and the category you're in. It's really tough. Christine says, my teenager boys go back to school tomorrow. Don't get me wrong. I love my asshole kids.
No, I think every parent can relate with back to school.
Wait till they grow up. Wait till they grow up and move out of your house.
That's even better.
Yeah.
You still love them, but you love them from a distance.
Yep. Jimmy D, greetings, FAA family from somewhere in Gulf of Mexico en route to Isla Raton in Honduras on Carnival Jubilee, all paid for with eBay resale money.
Oh, how fun, Jimmy. Have the time of your life.
Yeah.
I want to go on a cruise, damn it.
Well, let's go right now. Let's just stop the live and let's just jump on a boat somewhere and see where it takes us.
I want to go on a cruise.
Well, it ain't happening right now.
Does anybody have any hookups, like
Tommy,
for deals?
Have to look at click-through rate and conversion rate. If they stay the same, then mathematically more impressions is better. They drop, you're paying for wasted impressions. Yeah. Susan Phelps says, I put my stores on discount this weekend. Price is king. People are looking for a deal, right? I've had to tell so many people no or decline. Well, I declined one offer. The guy offered me $40 on an $89 item, and I was going to counter, and I started looking at his left for others, and the guy, it was Christmas time. So many red marks that he left for other sellers. So I declined with a note saying that I was going to counter. However, based on how you treat other sellers, I'm going to pass. And I went and blocked them after I sent the message. Because you know what? If buyers are oblivious to the fact that they treat sellers like shit, and I'll just say it that way, because I say they treat sellers like crap or shit because they don't give us an opportunity to make it right half the time when they leave negative feedback, right? They get in there, they leave their negative feedback, and had they contacted us, I'm thinking that at least some of us would have at least tried to provide some good customer service. But this person it looked like they had a pattern of having a problem with the items, right? And it's like, okay, if you're notoriously having issues within this last month with the items that you buy, chances are, I like to stand behind my items, but I want to be able to have the chance to, if there's a problem. I don't want to have that opportunity. And especially if you're trying to give me a low offer anyway, I could just lower the price of the item and get a sale to a normal person more than likely than someone who's, and it seems like that a lot. People who give lowball offers, and I'll just put it out there, even though I kind of question lowball, people are just trying to get a deal. A lot of times they are the ones that are kind of crappy, right? They want their cake and eat it too sometimes. Nick Rinaldi says Q4 can be trapped for some. If you have bad items, Q4 isn't a magical being that will suddenly cause those to sell. Not trying to be a downer, just a precaution for some newer sellers. No, I agree with that.
I agree 100%.
I agree with that. So, like I said at the beginning of the show, if you have good stuff to sell, you're going to do better than those who are just trying to make, at least in this climate, those who have less than desirable things are going to have a hard time selling it. Now, like Biff said, he is going to do volume on lower ASP stuff. I'd love to see how that works out, because I think there's a time where you can list your way out of slow sales, listing volume. So if you sell one out of every 150 and that's what you have in your store, and you're not downgrading the kind of items you're putting in your store, then the volume game should translate in a normal economy, right? But if you're dealing with stuff that's struggling, if you add more of the stuff that's struggling, then I just think you're going to be putting a lot of work in to get a low return. Even though you're putting a lot of volume in, you may get more sales, but it's not going to translate the way it would in a good economy, if that makes sense. So to me, I think it's about better stuff at a good price is my thoughts. For if I try to do that with the things that I'm selling right now, I would totally lose sales. I think it would be a disaster for us, but we don't sell the same thing. So just translating it into what I do, I think it would be a really difficult period. I don't want to return back to hard times. Diamond says you picked each other. Yes,
this is true.
But I approached you first, I think.
You did.
So that's the thing, right? So you know it's got to start somewhere. So it started with me. Jimmy D says on vacation mode till next Saturday. 5 sales so far.
That's so awesome. I hope you have the best time.
So are you really on vacation? Really you're still in business. You're still making sales. So
but you're relaxing and drinking a cocktail by the pool.
How much are you making on the 9 to 5 on your days off? Usually 0 unless you're on salary, right? Brenda Smith says, hello, everyone.
I'm booking a cruise when we get off here.
Okay. Yeah. And I'll drop you off at the port.
That's fine. I'll love to go by myself.
Brenda says, hello, everyone. September is typically the worst in sales for me. Last September, 1 sale. I usually average 3 to 5 sales a week. I am a part-time seller.
1 sale in the entire month?
Ooh.
Oh, God. Well, I mean, I know you're part-time, but nobody should ever have that stagnant of sales.
Silver hair. Jenna got picked, LOL, like a breakfast cereal. Yeah, she had the best prize in the box. Duncan.
Wow.
Duncan says, I have one buyer in Canada who daily. Sorry. Sometimes I need to think about what I'm saying before I say it. Duncan VR says, I have one buyer in Canada who daily, when I ship his item, he buys another item 5 minutes later. Jimmy D says, goal is 500 by Saturday. It's hard to say, though, because some people that would be a great goal. For me, 500 by Saturday is like, I'm in trouble. All perspective stuff. Pap2571 says, hi from Melbourne, Australia. Thanks for the live online chat.
Oh, nice.
Awesome. Wait, nice to see you.
Did Pap already? Is that the second person?
We got a lot of people that watch us in Australia.
I want to go to Australia.
I don't know. Those kangaroos, you know what? Those kangaroos are scary. Those things are scary. They look evil. They stand up. They want to fight you.
I'm pretty sure they're not everywhere.
Yeah, but
I think they're more of like
they box.
I think I had a conversation with the girl that did cut my hair. Her family is in Australia, and I asked her all kinds of stupid questions.
Big spiders, big snakes.
She said the koalas are very mean.
They are.
Yeah, and that you don't approach them in the wild, and the kangaroos are more inland. They're not like on the beaches and like on the outskirts.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Larry,
thanks for being here, Larry. Happy Monday, John and Jenna.
Happy Monday, Larry.
Awesome, nice to see you. Susan Phelps says, I have a lot of Gulf oil photos. I'm wondering if I should put in the description, bring fracking back, LOL.
I just watched a documentary or I don't know, something on YouTube about the history of the oil fields in Los Angeles. I never knew that actual LA city. Have you ever seen that? The city of LA, like under all of those buildings and homes and millions of people, there's a bunch of oil rigs, and some of them are disguised as buildings, and they're still active.
Kelly says, I would recommend setting your store to a 1-day handling, at least for Q4. Customers want stuff quickly. They don't want to wait several days for you to ship their order.
This is a fact, especially when it gets down to the wire, because they waited so long to purchase the gift for the nephew or the grandchild, because they made the mistake. They think that it's your responsibility. So yeah, I agree.
Well, here's a hack. If you're doing 1-day shipping or 1-day handling right now, change it to same day and change the time. So you go to your settings, I believe it's your shipping settings, change it to like 7 a.m., right? So it's still considered same day as long as in that 7 a.m. I believe it's Pacific time, so it converts like to 10 a.m. for the East Coast people. But it converts it over to where, okay, you get an order before, say, 7 a.m. or 10 p.m., depending on where you're at. You're already working on your shipping more than likely anyway for that day. So fine, you're going to take a couple extra orders at the end of the day. As a trade-off, you're getting higher placement in the search. eBay really does want the buyers to have an experience where they get the item as fast as possible.
Yeah, the best thing we ever did was change our shipping or close our shipping time for same day at 9 a.m.
We do 9 a.m.
And because we were literally scrambling between the time that the carrier would get here, and I was pushing hard to get everything out up to that point. And then if we had to go anywhere, we had to wait until that certain time to be able to leave, like if we were going to California or something. So now if it's not 9 a.m., we can still be on the road by 9:10 or 9:30 or whatever. So it's nice.
So Tommy says, Jodeci or GTFO, lately was my panty dropper in high school. Lately, yes. I have that on my collection of songs.
Playlist.
But we went there. They had Keith Sweat was the headliner, right? But we went there and they had Silk, they had Blackstreet, and
they had some chick that I've never heard of.
Yeah, some chick from California that she's
just trying to.
And then I think Brownstone was there, but
I never heard of them.
I know a friend of mine, Dwayne, had heard of them, but I never really heard of them. But for me, Silk and Blackstreet, that was the reason why I went. That was awesome. And then, believe it or not, we cut out the last 10 minutes of Keith Sweat.
I don't even know if it was 10 minutes. It could have been more than that.
Yeah, he was doing a lot of walking around
talking a lot.
And
I was not interested at all.
Well, it was okay. I mean, there's some songs she's like never heard of before. I'm like, you ever heard of that before?
There's only a very few, maybe a handful of songs that I actually knew from each artist.
Yeah, but it was pretty awesome for me.
It was definitely not my cup of tea.
I knew like all the songs. So I was loving it. It was actually pretty good. Andy says, Kelly who?
Like R. Kelly.
Yeah. What items sell really well on eBay?
Depends on what you can get your hands on.
You know, I gravitate towards like electronics. It always seems like no matter what the electronic item and what it does, there's usually demand for it. But on the flip side of that, you get a little bit more returns from electronics. So, as a seller, you can't test them as thoroughly as you'd like to. Maybe that thing hooks up to this thing and you don't have this thing. So all you can really do is a power on test. And it looks like it behaves normally. You sell it accordingly and then take the return if someone claims there's a problem. So just depends on your risk level that you want to take. On the other side, I know that there's a lot of people you're like, shut up, don't say anything. But like a lot of people are doing the postcard thing. So they're buying bundles of postcards and they're selling them online. So maybe you can corner a market in Australia where, you're buying postcards from Australia and maybe there's an untapped market in Australia there for you. Yeah. Susan says, I have a lot of vintage Gulf oil frame photos. Wonder if I should say in the description, bring fracking back. But she wrote it twice.
Oh, she did?
Yes, she did right there.
Oh, okay.
See, I'm only reading as I go. I thought she may have added to the story. Brian Barrett.
That would be pretty funny, though.
Hello from FA fam. Hope everyone is well and making money. Well, thank you for being here.
Brian?
Let's see. Tommy says, Jenna was listening to Wade Wilson prison calls with me. She has no time for offers.
Those things are bad.
Gee. Ruben Almanza says, I did a carne asada on the grill. There you go.
Ooh, I love carne asada.
They had it on sale.
What?
I need to go buy some.
We're having burgers.
Michelle Ta says, hello from California.
Hello.
Thanks for being
here.
here.
Where in California are you from? Southern, northern, central?
Duncan says, Jenna, change your eBay password and don't tell John.
No, I can't do that because he's the lister.
That's right.
I can't.
There you go. Shower shitter and a Christmas dinner. And then the shower shitter. She's grandma will be the one that can use her gift first. Texas Bandit says, the latest news on Kurt Cobain, he's still dead. Mm-hmm. Marco Carpio says, hey, John and Jenna, happy Labor Day. I'm out delivering Amazon packages.
Nice.
My side gig, just listening in. Well,
that's
awesome.
Our other son used to do that too.
Now, are you the Amazon driver that rings the doorbell or are you the one that doesn't ring the doorbell? Because we get like a mix and I don't know if I like the ring of the doorbell. I don't know. Our dogs go crazy.
Yeah, that's the only reason I don't like it.
Christine T. Anderson, I performed a test between February and July. I added a second category to 400 items over these months. My store is currently under 700. There is no increase in sales paying extra for another category. Oh, yeah, like have two categories within the same listing. Yeah, I don't think that's...
Two categories.
So like if I have a lawnmower and I want to list them under lawnmower, and then you could maybe go in and say, okay, I want to add this under like garden tools or whatever. I don't even know if that's a thing, but the idea is that you're getting your item in front of more people. But to me, that's only going to make a difference if they're browsing in a category and not actually looking up search results.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know anybody who browses categories. They just look up their item.
We got King of Kings, a DJ, not a rapper. Rip to that guy. Yeah, R.A.P.
I mean, and every news thing where I see right here, it says a rapper.
Yeah.
So, I mean, who knows? I don't really care. But yes, rest in peace.
He reminds me of the guy that did the show. He was running around doing the comedy between the acts at the concert we went to, kind of.
Oh, kind of does, huh?
But that's 2 days ago, and he was...
Well, yeah, he wasn't in Connecticut, that's for sure.
Alicia says, we live in St. Augustine, Florida, and it's hotter than the devil's backyard over here. Enjoy your burgers.
Oh, God.
Well, I mean, it's 100 and something degrees.
We just got a heat warning. Nobody ever wants to get a heat warning in September. That's the worst thing ever. I'm so sick of the heat. I want to wear sweatshirts again.
So 53, damn, I'm on borrowed time. Todd is really pushing it.
Stop.
Tommy, Connecticut, probably a cover up in New England waiting for the feds to step in.
That's right.
Yeah, it'll be on your true crime, whatever here pretty soon. Hillbilly Mountain Picker, last 3 days in August was bad, still up 25% over July. Man, well, at least you're increasing, right? So it's not as bad as July. King of Kings, first time here. You all sell on Mercari at all? We do. Yeah. Second store items.
So successful, but
yeah, it's just one of those things.
It's just our crap items, not a real moneymaker for us.
Susan Phelps says, I work at a school and we have been back with students since August 6th. We are a 4-day week.
Yeah, that's like my nieces, my granddaughters. They have all been in school since the 6th of August as well.
Devon's here. Sorry I'm late. Thanks for being here,
Devon.
Let's see. Andy says, hey, Jimmy, do you ever go on Norwegian cruise line to sort of look familiar? I don't know. I don't know Norwegian from Carnival from whatever. I wouldn't know. Thomas's cruises are amazing, especially if exploring new places. No fear of getting stuck somewhere you don't like for a week. Then you can go back to the places you really enjoy.
Yeah.
Unless you miss the boat, right? If you don't get back to the boat in time.
Well, they give you plenty of time to do that.
Well, I was watching
it's your fault if you don't do it.
I was watching a police cam video where the dude was drunk getting off the boat. They went to a bar. He pissed off the bartender, pushed the bartender. Bartender files assault charges, and he ends up getting arrested, and they missed their port of call, whatever it was.
They were at a port of call.
Whatever. Susan says, don't let a return get you down. Had 2 and ended up selling for more than the first sale.
Yeah. We get returns all the time, unfortunately.
Guess how many returns you're going to get if you make 0 sales? 0. So returns are part of the game. They're going to happen. Just got to look at it that way. It's a symptom of making sales. Short coin, you're right, John. We should look into the buyers when you can. The only time you really have a chance to vet a buyer is when you're getting an offer. So an offer from a watcher. Here comes an offer. Now you can go on and click, and this is on the PC. You click on their feedback score. It'll take you to their feedback. Click on feedback left for sellers, and you just want to get a sense of who you're dealing with. Are you dealing with someone who's always happy, which is a lot of your buyers who are leaving just green marks? Are you dealing with someone who doesn't leave feedback at all, which to me is just as good? Or are you dealing with someone who only puts in feedback if it's negative? I don't want to deal with that person. Susan says, on lowball offers, I'll meet them halfway. If they don't accept, no sweat off me. Right. Tommy says the ships are as big as the city, can stay up 24 hours a day the whole week, never see or do anything.
Yep. And they have casinos.
Yeah, I know. They have casinos, but
they're not real, like you don't win very much.
It's the thing that I'm worried about at my age is they have food.
Oh
food
my God, they have the best food.
They have food. So much food.
Lots of food.
And I don't know if I want to leave the boat 20 pounds heavier than when I got on. That's not the goal here. Not Funny says, if all clothing needs to be cleaned, what are people doing with dry clean only garments? Probably dry cleaning them. If we
don't sell a whole lot of clothing, and the ones that we do, they go in the washer. So I would say if anybody's in the chat can answer that.
And he says, like you said, most cruises have a casino. That can either be a good or bad thing. So for me, my money maker at the casino is the card room when I play poker, right? It's like everything else is like, there's a reason why they put casinos on those ships, because that's a big money maker.
Devon, let's book a cruise.
April says, hello, you said you would not reduce your promo rate. What rate do you promote items at? I promote anywhere between 6 and 10% is where I'm at. So if I have something that's a super hot item, or it's like there's not many of them, because I don't get rare stuff. My stuff that I sell has comps almost every time. So I'm just looking at it. So if do I have a lot of competition? It's probably going to be closer to 10%. So that's kind of where I'm at, and it works for me. Alicia says, sometimes it's not just lowball. Sometimes it's just straight insulting. We got a $1 offer on a new Tags Ralph Lauren top, $195 MSRP and listed for $65. People are playing games.
Yeah, that's
or people
ridiculous.
Are hoping that you click on the wrong button, right, and say accept rather than decline, and then now you're stuck.
I just block those people and move on. Some people are just ignorant.
Yeah, as far as Australia, they have like the worst snakes and spiders there.
Oh, the root. Scarier than the ruse. Oh no! The most venomous creatures
Susan,
around.
John, you have to have a filter before you speak.
No, he doesn't ever.
I try.
Ever.
Devon says, Jen, I watched the same doc on oil in LA. So crazy they're hidden in the oil rig.
Yeah, they build fake buildings around them, and they look like a regular building.
Buyers think their emergency is your emergency. You wouldn't even begin to know how true that is.
The birthday boy was calling.
Yeah, you wouldn't even begin to realize how true that is. Like, let's say somebody was calling and they were calling like the day before or the day of, trying to get on a train. Let's say the day this is the worst part. Like the day before Thanksgiving, they're trying to get on a train that's been sold out for weeks.
Oh yeah.
And they're like, but you don't understand.
You don't understand.
Yeah, I understand.
Like, I understand.
I understand really well.
Nothing I can do about it.
And so they try to escalate the call. They think that they're going to get on. No, it doesn't work that way. Duncan says, all the animals are mad here. The koalas have Dracula teeth. And yes, the kangaroos want to fight you. The emus want to chase you. The spiders and snakes want to kiss you.
Oh, hell no. Fun fact, when I was growing up I was a teenager by then, but we had emus. Yeah. We had 4 emus.
But why do the kangaroos want to fight you? What did you guys do to piss them off? Thomas says, wait, that's my hack. I'm suing. 8 a.m. cutoff, so they get 5 hours for same day for me. Yeah. It's why not, right? So I think by default, eBay gives you noon is your default cutoff time. So why not back it up? Give yourself the same. It's going to be pretty much the same. You're not going to notice that much of a difference. If you ship in the morning anyway, you probably have it in your queue. Why not just ship it out and get the boost? Samantha says, yeah, but Kelly and John, that's going to kill a lot of resellers. Who's Kelly? Oh, okay. The other Kelly. Okay. That's going to kill a lot of resellers. The one Labor Day bore same day as the season gets going. Maybe the extra day, or the setting the time earlier. I don't know. Freak Me was awesome by Silk. They did a good job singing.
Well, they psyched us out too. Remember?
Well, they left. They left
the stage, And then John's looking at me like, are you kidding me? They're not going to sing Freak Me. It's like, they have to come back out. And sure enough, they did.
Yeah. Texas Bandit says 1 month promoted shipping cut is a good thing. Dropped all my 10% promoted to 3%, 10% drop in sales, but I put 27% more in the bank, which it's all about. So you got to figure out, yeah, it's all about forget impressions, forget views, forget all the other things that we tell you to look at. What's your deposit look like? I mean, that's bottom line is where you need to focus your on how to increase that. Michelle says from San Jose, love your show. Well, thank you. We love you. Thank you for being here.
Okay.
I was just in San Jose last year in October. Well, it's by eBay headquarters. We were there, and we were there for the Dallas and San Francisco game.
Like, we haven't been.
Yeah, well, we as in me and some friends, I got picked up from some friends who actually drove up there from California, and we spent the day in that area around Levi Stadium. It was pretty cool. Tommy says, eBay is a search engine. Unless a person clicks a category, it does nothing. I can list shoes and lawnmower category and have same search results. But I'm wondering, though, if you list an item.
That's what I was thinking.
But I've noticed this. If I list an item that's in the wrong category, I go and fix the category, it ends up selling. And that was the reason why. And I'm wondering if you list an item in the wrong category, if eBay suppresses you in search, like marks you for having the wrong, because there's people that will take like adult items, right? You're not supposed to sell adult items anymore on eBay, but they'll do something. They'll take an item that no longer has a category because it's not allowed, and they'll try to list it on the wrong category. And I believe that they try to suppress. John Gaynor says, hi, Jenna and John. Listen to the podcast over the weekend, and it was informative and funny. Must watch show. Keep them coming. All the best. You know, it's funny. Thanks for the feedback. We don't have a clue what we're going to talk about before we do.
I literally laughed out loud when I was in the kitchen watching it on my refrigerator.
So I don't even watch these when we record them. I remember what was said and everything, but it was that middle part where Josh is just like,
I know. I'm like, is he going to blink?
I was going to cut that out, but I'm like, no. Josh always tells me, no, keep it in there. Keep it in there. So that's what I'm going to do. Marco Carpio says, I don't ring the bell unless it's the instructions.
Good. That's what we like.
Devon says 95 in Ohio. Still?
Ohio? Where did you
Idaho,
get that?
Idaho, but it's probably hot in Ohio.
She's in Idaho.
Idaho, yes.
Yeah, and the fires. I hope the fires aren't close to you.
Mike Sellers is late, but here, been listening. Awesome. Thanks.
Hello, Mike.
And where's Ranger at?
Well, if he's listing, he's probably in the cellar, which means Ranger doesn't go down.
Cali Dev's got a heat warning in Burbank. Oh, there's a little blurb that came across my Amazon Echo device that said that this summer was the hottest summer on record for Las Vegas.
118.
So it gives me some hope that next year hopefully won't be so bad. Cali Dev says 103 degrees on Wednesday, and I'm going to Malibu.
Oh, I don't blame you, girl. Get out of town.
Yeah, but I thought I got a sale. No, but Malibu, that is going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot cooler than 103 degrees. Yeah. You're going to have that breeze coming off the ocean.
Oh,
Gail
so nice
says,
Malibu.
I missed the plane in Hawaii. It was a good place to miss it.
Hey, I wouldn't be mad at that.
What's on your hamburgers today, guys? Kangaroo meat?
Ew, no.
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 We got Brett. I haven't seen Brett in a minute.
Yeah.
Running late. I had my 5th fantasy draft just finished. All done for the season. Bo Nix, rookie of the year. No. Raiders wish they had him. Baby update. All good. Baby needs to flip over. 9:30 due date. Wow.
I'm so excited for you guys.
So when we say 30 days for Q4, it's like, well, okay, that's not the... I'm thinking about the baby rather than Q4.
Baby needs to.
Susan says, well, when resellers do automatic feedback, then you really don't know if buyer is trustworthy. Let's see. Susan says, it's hard to sell new with tags and wash them, though. There's a hack. True. There's a hack, though. You take remember that hack that we learned? You take a jar.
Oh.
And you put the tag... Maybe, but I don't know, a glass jar because they bang each other, right? So you put it in a jar, you put the tag inside the jar, you screw the lid on tight.
Yeah.
And that way the tags stay intact and only the garment gets washed. But
we washed ours, so I did this trick, and you can't dry the item. You have to hang dry it. So you put it in the washer on like a gentle cycle so that the washer's not like totally banging this glass jar around. I mean, all in all, it still got a little wet on the inside, and it was what it was.
Let's see. Kelly Deb says we barely get thunderstorms, but it'd be nice to get them sometimes. We didn't get a lot this year.
I was saying that to him when we were on our way to the concert. We haven't had a lot of rain, or normally it's monsoon season. We haven't gotten hardly anything.
And a lot of lightning. We used to get that a lot.
Yeah.
Devon, we have had no rain in Idaho this summer. Over 80,000 acres have burned in the mountains. Wow.
That's so sad.
I recall, when we were in California, it was pretty bad.
Well, we had fires all around us all the time in the summers. I'll never forget that.
Yes, it is the Australians' fault for mad kangaroos. Mm. I think I know what it is. They won't let them off the island, and they're pretty pissed about it. They don't want to be there. Duncan says people keep running over kangaroos here. That's why they want to fight. But it's like they'll get in like a full boxing stance.
Yes, we've seen some video. I don't know how accurate or real they are, but holy moly, they are some fighters.
Tommy says, yeah, I got maybe 1 to 3 sales max from 3 a.m. to 8, and some days 0. It's 0 inconvenience for a decent boost in search. Why not? Mm-hmm. You got to understand what eBay wants from sellers, right? Of course, we all know they want you to list good stuff. I mean, that's a no-brainer. But I think there's some out there that would rather trade convenience for sales. And in most years, you can get away with it. You're still going to get your sales, right? Because people aren't looking not only for deals, but they want it now. You got to get in the mindset of what a buyer wants and what you're up against. You're up against competition on other sites like Amazon, which is getting it like in 2 days. Now, realistically, you're not going to get the buyer their item in 2 days. But if you're waiting 3 days to ship your item and the buyer sees a range of dates they'll be like, why would I order it from this person when the other person I just looked at is going to get it to me 5 days sooner? So I don't know. I really think that we need to adapt to what's working, and the quicker turnaround is what eBay wants, what the buyer wants. Mm-hmm. Larry says, Todd, he's saying, I'm going to default you to Larry. Can't do that. Finish the sentence. If they haven't ordered by December 16th, they ain't getting it by Christmas.
They are effed.
Now they could get it by Christmas, but do you want to chance it?
I don't want to be the person having to stress out trying to make sure that item got there.
Christine says, I mostly did men's golf brand polos in the men's polo shirt and the golf apparel categories.
Those are great sellers.
But
speaking of, you need to clean out your golf section of your closet.
Yeah, but that's neither here nor there. But as far as 2 categories, I wouldn't do that. They say you can make your title bold. You can make have a subtitle. I don't bother with those things. Those are those are ways that eBay can make extra money off of you. I wouldn't do it.
I just find that as a waste of money. I mean,
Devon, 98 in September. Yeah, we get hot.
It's absolutely insane, this weather. I'm so sick of the heat. I tell you right now, we don't get cooler weather until like the end of October.
Yeah,
it's insane. It's 105 here.
Yeah, and fair.
I don't find that fair 105
at all. No, but it's not as bad as what I was dealing with. It's 10 to 15 degrees cooler than what I've been dealing with.
It's going to be 107. Oh my God! Thursday 108.
Got a heat warning.
What the?
Pitco Keats, I'm still here, just listening and chilling. Tommy says, Devon, I have an air purifier in basement and one on each floor. Amazing what it has done for sinuses, allergies. They go on clearance often. Just got the right square footage. Get the right square footage is the only key.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. There, Todd. Jar banging still got moist.
Jar was still moist.
Susan, we have a cold front coming next week with lows 62. Can't wait.
I'm so jealous.
What's 62 feel
I
like?
have no idea.
Pretty soon we're gonna be like, she's gonna be like, turn the heater on.
No.
I'm gonna remind her of this conversation of how hot she was.
We didn't run the heater at all last year.
No, I'm looking forward to the
I
cold.
just want to wear sweatshirts.
Diamond Roy, do either of you like pineapple on your pizza?
I do.
He hates
ridiculous. It. I do. I think it's
wrong.
Amazing.
It's wrong.
No, it's not.
Becky N. Got here in time to hit the like button for my sale. Time to start packing orders to ship tomorrow.
Yay!
Well, nice to see you, Becky.
I started this morning.
She did.
I did.
I was surprised by that because usually it's the night before we ship. We have a lot. We'll get some done, but she's like on it today. So it's like, all right, cool.
I'm going to do some more after we're done here.
Yeah. Susan says, come to Southeast Texas. Rain since last weekend and going into next week.
Yeah. Well, actually, I haven't really talked to my son a whole lot. That's why I need to call him back.
Andy says, cha-ching, got a sale.
Oh, yeah.
We don't get a lot of air purifiers at all. And see, here's the problem. I noticed that whenever I get air purifiers in pallets or I pick them up, they're always nasty, filthy, used. Like air purifiers, a lot of people, they put them in their homes where they smoke, right? And so even after a few days of the item like being used in that environment, and then they return it, it's like nasty. It's
disgusting. We have had a couple of run-ins a couple years ago with air purifiers, and they are absolutely disgusting if they're used. And so he freaks out and he's like, I don't want those in this house.
No, I just don't want them because they just smell. Look, I grew up with two smokers for parents that rolled the window up while they were smoking and wouldn't roll it down because I don't want the wind to blow my hair. So I had to deal with that. Not me blowing it was my mom that was complaining about the wind blowing her hair. Okay, so I got to die back here. So for me, it's like, I don't like that. I never liked that smell. DM Ephemera, high of 70 here in Western PA. Oh, God, that's even awesome. 70. Becky says next Sunday, the high temperature here in Southern Ohio is 68.
Oh, you guys are just rubbing it in.
Well, we were in Ohio in October of last year.
I know. It was so nice.
Shopping with Cheryl's this year seems hotter than usual. Maybe I'm just getting old.
No, I think you're absolutely right. I think we're getting old still, but I think that you're correct.
Did someone mention moist? Yes,
no,
moist.
Nobody mentioned anything about moisture in your beard.
Callie Debs, I can hardly wait for cool weather. We're all in the same ballpark.
Yeah.
Tommy, when you type in an item, eBay autofills how buyers actually search from high to low. eBay gives us all the tools to figure out any problem. Mm-hmm. But I think sometimes people run their eBay gig, and I'll call it a gig because for some it's a hobby, some it's a business. It's on autopilot. You know, it's like, I got to do these things. They do them. They're not really focused on the things that you're noticing. Callie Deb says, I love Hawaiian pizza.
I do too.
Can't take a nap. Josh and John texting like schoolgirls.
No, that's absolutely untrue. Beard.
Why do you have my
because
phone?
I'm looking at his phone here now, and I don't see any text messages between the three of you crazy guys.
I do send the response, but Mad Hatter says, sales-wise, they have been great, up 20% for the last 30 days, $11,000 and ready to flow into Q4 for sports and holiday sales.
Oh, yeah.
Pineapple on pizza is a must for me.
Yes.
Well, if we all ever go out again to eat and we go to a pizza place, I'm going to have to order my own pizza because I can't handle pineapple.
And he won't even order it where he has to pick it off.
I don't want the juice on it.
He doesn't want the juice.
The juice will marinate into the crust.
Moisture.
No, I don't want the moist pineapple. Pitco says, Jenna will try to get a video of the dive uploaded for you by Friday's show.
Ooh, that'll be fun.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
Yeah, I want to see.
I want you
Did you find anything? Did you find gold?
Did you find something to resell?
Did you find something to resell?
That I want to know. Did you find something
anything cool? Coral would be awesome.
Ryan Lab says air purifier returns are almost always. Yeah. Yes. Chastity says, hi all, very late to the show. Had 2 printers crap out of me trying to troubleshoot so I can finish shipping.
Oh, that's the worst.
I used to get printers all the time in liquidation, and for a minute there I swore them off, right? And then I get more liquidation pallets and more printers, and now I really understand why I swore them off. I had two. What are you doing? I had two printers, HP printers, that they work great. They're the tank printers, the HP, where you have like the 2 years full of ink that's in there. I printed the test page, beautiful prints, and I shipped them out. And in both cases, the buyer got it saying that the ink was all over the place. So I had to accept 2 returns from 2 different buyers, and one came back ink all over the place. So I ended up listing that for parts of repair because people still buy it and fix it. And then the other one's coming back. I don't know when, but they said the same thing. So now I understand or remember why I swore off dealing with printers.
I might be blind, Beard. However, that was 2.5 hours ago.
15 texts about a hockey puck. I just said list it. Josh sent a text. He found a 1970s hockey puck worth $200.
Are you supposed to be sharing this information?
I don't know. I just did. And I said, why don't you list it? That's all it worked out. Well, he's not here, so he doesn't know. Thomas says,
somebody will tell him.
We're 70 to 80 all week in Delaware. Come hang out with Scott's buddy Biden. He's been on the beach all week taking a break.
I know. He hasn't been found since they kicked him out.
Well, is he really running things? I don't think so.
Not.
Susan says, I do 1 day shipping, but it could be I ship the same day if I can.
Our cutoff is 9 a.m. But if I'm still doing shipping at 10 or 11 a.m. because I'm still working, I'm still throwing around boxes, the ones that have sold in that time period will still get shipped.
Yeah, it does suck when printers don't work. Keith says, I part out printers as printers don't sell for much as a whole. Printer here in UK, but if you can make a lot of money from parting them out. But I guess for me, it's parting them out. You gotta know what parts that you're looking for. And I don't have that much experience. I guess, of course, looking at the sold comps will give you an idea. I guess the trays, the paper trays will work. But aside from that, maybe I need to look at it a little bit more in depth.
Maybe Keith can tell you what else you could sell on.
Chastity, have an HB laser that keeps going offline, and I can't figure out why. The Rollo keeps stopping and starting, and it isn't printing the address, only barcode. I switched it out for a backup one. Yeah. We'll be talking about printers here at a later episode, but Rollos are quality. They are what we use right now, at least what I use on the main setup. But it's such a good thing to have a Rollo or a laser thermal printer, not a laser, but a thermal printer, because you don't have to buy ink for anything. If you're printing off your Susan, do you thumb up your own videos? LOL.
I thumb up the videos because you can't. Can you?
I can't do anything here.
He can't thumb up his own video.
Yeah, that didn't sound right. Ryan Lab says, I see sellers offer mail-in repair service. Not sure how they're getting around shipping requirements.
Mail-in repair service?
I don't know. That's different. I have to look into that. I didn't know that. Let's see. Tommy talking about the president's beach house.
How come the writing got really tiny all of a sudden?
I don't know. Ryan Labs says, I have a Zebra ZT410 300 dots per inch and a GK 420T for shipping and chip label printing.
Chip label printing?
This is chip.
What is chip?
I don't know. Shipping and chip. Maybe he can tell us what chip is. Pitco, there is a lot of parts that sell in a printer. I know like the print head, but like the print head, that's even good. I don't know. Maybe it's something I need to. I have a bunch of printers still out there that's stacked, HP printers that I haven't even opened yet. So I don't even know what I'm dealing with. I've got a lot of merchandise.
I walked in there today and you can't walk in there.
Ryan Love says, I program IC chips as a major part of my business. Okay.
Oh,
that's
nice.
Awesome. I don't have that much expertise.
Yeah.
A lot of times I'll sell an item. I don't know what the heck I'm dealing with, but I sold I can get to it real quick. It's and I listed, I think I sold it for $50. If I can get to it real quick, I will. We're getting kind of close to the end of the show because there's not a lot of folks talking. We're missing some people today, it seems like.
They're probably enjoying their day.
Yeah, we still got about 129, 130 people. But as far as what I was telling you, is it's called a Tiny SA. It's a spectrum analyzer, handheld tiny frequency analyzer from 100 kilohertz to 960 megahertz.
What?
I have no idea. It's a small machine, and when I turned it on, it had this graph that was doing something. I don't know what frequency it's analyzing, but it's like, all right, cool. So yeah, we sell all kinds of random things.
I know nothing.
Yeah, Broncos are going to lose week 1 in Seattle. I'm sorry to say that to you. I hate it. Bearded Picker says, I programmed potato chips. Probably not the same. So I think we're going to, I agree, thermal printer is the way to go. If you don't have a thermal printer, we'll be talking about thermal printers here in the future. We're working with another company, and we might just be bringing on a sponsor for the show. But we'll get into that as we go. But if you don't have a thermal printer and you're printing on your laser, it's going to save you a lot of time. It's going to save you money overall in the long run when you're not buying toner and all that stuff. It really, thermal printers, there's no looking back once you buy one. It's a game changer. Ryan Labs, the spectrum analyzer, they are cheap and handy, but not very accurate. Still don't know what they do, though. What does a spectrum analyzer analyze? Shopping with Cheryl, love my Jaden
printer.
Can't talk about them just yet. Andy says, everyone have a great week. List.
Yes.
Samantha says, okay, John and Jenna, have a good week, and we'll see you soon. Good night, FA viewers. And
yes, I hope you guys all have a great week.
Yes.
And get your shipping done.
Now, I'm heading out on Friday night, probably right after the live. That's probably what I'm going to do. We're going to do the live, then I'll go. So be here on Friday, same time, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. I want you guys to enjoy the rest of your Labor Day. Shout out to all those who win in labor. It's a celebration for Labor Day, and that's probably not what it's for, but it's good enough for me. So thank you guys, and thank you guys for being a member. And we're going to have a little outro to say thank you for everyone, and we will see you guys on Friday. Take care.